Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Um, how you guys been doing? Hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing great. Give me a second here. Sorry about my last video. I was kind of losing my shit. I've been uh I've been lazing around more or less. Well, not really, but when I laze around, I watch YouTube videos and makes me lose my shit. Makes me lose my shit, man. Some things get to me, man. Hold up here. It's my lips are dry. Uh, anyways, fuck it. Crown of thorns. How do you remove your crown of thorns? Well, some people have lots of crowns. Well, there's one major crown. There's the all-around general crown. But there's actually, well, not lots of crowns. Well, there's a lot of layers to burn. It takes time for it to burn out. Because that crown of thorns basically is composed of all of the good things that you heard. Like love. They tell you love is this and love is that. And then when you fall in love, you start noticing that that's not love. That's not what love is. So, and a lot of people realize that. That's one tenth of your crown burned out once you realize that love is not exactly what it is. But the problem is, the reason why some people, their crown is not burning versus somebody that the crown is burning is that some people realize that what they heard about love isn't true. And then there's some people that keep on, perceiving the illusion that was told to them when they was a child or some shit like that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. There's nothing wrong with love. There's nothing wrong with love. It's just not as easy as they make it seem. So I'm not saying you should concentrate on love with your crown of thorns. That's already burnt out by now. For some people, it's a serious matter though. It's a serious matter. For some people, that part is actually burnt out in a positive way, not in a negative way. Because what I'm trying to make you understand is you can't be rigid in love. You just gotta let it happen. And whatever happens, it's chaotic. It's not like those, romance movies where everything is funny. No, it's not. Love is not funny. There's nothing funny about love. I mean, like, you end up in love. Now you got to protect the girl and shit might happen. You can't just, it's not like you go out on a date. For a guy, when they go out on a date, they got to be ready for war. You know what I mean? Like, they got to have 911 on speed dial in case something happens. They got to have an ambulance on speed dial in case something happens. They got to have a weapon on them, some sort of weapon or some sort of self-defense mechanism, or maybe they already know karate or kung fu, some shit like that. And they got to get ready because somebody might want to try to get at your beautiful, wonderful girlfriend. So for a dude, that's war. But when you're watching movies, they don't tell you that love is like a fucking WrestleMania event, because it is kind of like a WrestleMania because you putting perfume on. You put perfume on. You know what I mean? Like you put your face mask on, and you peel out the thing, and then you try to look good. You try to smell fresh, look good, but at the same time, you know that there's a certain amount of danger into what you're about to do. So that's a WrestleMania event. You know what I mean? Like that's WrestleMania. That's not a comedy movie, and you might fucking die. You might fucking die trying to do shit like that. So you gotta be fucking brave to go out with a girl. You gotta be brave as fuck to go out with a woman. Not for real. To have a girlfriend, you have to be brave as fuck because you don't know what might happen. Somebody might try to stab you just because of your girlfriend. They're probably not even gonna talk to the girl. Just the fact that you're with her pissed him off so much that he felt like stabbing you. He doesn't even fucking care about the girl. He doesn't even want to talk to her. It just pisses him off. You know what I mean? There's people like that. There's stupid motherfuckers on this planet that are like that. They're not even, they're just jealous. You know what I mean? So you gotta be brave to go out with somebody. Especially nowadays, people are even more crazy. Well, more or less. I don't know. There's some places where people are more crazy. Some places people are less crazy. So it really depends. It depends on where you're going and blah blah blah. And you might want to make sure that it's not a WrestleMania event by rendezvousing somewhere and making sure it's a nice restaurant in a nice area. But you never know. You never know. Some guy might have a bad day, and cat calls your girl, you get pissed off, you all start fighting, somebody ends up in the fucking hospital. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to go that bad, but I'm just saying, you get the idea. So for some people, their crown of thorns, that part of their crown is kind of burnt off already. Nobody. I don't think there's a lot of people that have like zero parts of their crown burnt off. I think everybody, their crown is a little bit patchy, or there's some parts are burnt off, some parts aren't. And I think most parts of the crown isn't burnt off. I think it's little patches like love, dishonesty. Dishonesty is very important in some fashion because it correlates to something else in your psychology that's very important. Because dishonesty comes from a positive place. Dishonesty actually comes from a positive place, but it's like too much. And it's not the dishonesty. Dishonesty is not part of a crown. At least I don't think so. But let me just dishonesty comes from a place that you want to be perfect, or you want to seem good in the eyes of your friends. You want to seem acceptable, what I mean, tolerable in the eyes of your friends. So dishonesty comes from, there's some people that are incapable of not being dishonest because they want you to look at them in a bright light, but that's why that's a crown. I believe it's an important part of your crown to burn, because I'm not saying people still say little white lies. People say that I say white lies. I try not to. I'm very honest. I'm probably the most honest person you'll ever meet. I'm honest Joe, man. That's what they call me, bro. Um, but in the case of whatever the case may be, what I have to do in order to not do that is burn the part of my crown that is telling me that I have to be like this in the eyes of society. I have to stop thinking about shallow or unethical visions of myself and society. And that's why it's part of your crown, because it's difficult. It's not like for somebody that do dabble in dishonesty, like it's gonna be hard for them to not be dishonest. because there's a lot of people around. They're basing their acts and deeds off of the fact we are basing our acts and deeds based off of the fact that other people are going to look at us this way, you know? So I can't let other people look at me like that. So I got to do something, whatever that, however, get it how you live kind of situation, get rich or die trying, kind of situation, by all means, by all means and end a situation where you end up being dishonest, you know. But it actually comes from, like, if you're understanding, there you go. If you're understanding person, it does come from a cute place. It does. It comes from love a little bit, man. Like, the person wants you to love them. The person wants you to love them, and they look mean, but they're mean because they want you to love them. Like, so it's very, it's because of society. It's because of aesthetic. It's because of aesthetic. So that's why it's an important part. And once you do that, once you burn that crown, you release yourself of everything. You release yourself of worries, the doubts, complacency, whatnot. You don't care how other people see you in a good way. You don't care in a good way. You're kind of like you dropping a ton of weight off of your shoulders. Anyways, I think I said too much. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.